The World Food Day National Committee of Trinidad and Tobago is organizing Empowering Communities. It's a mini expo and it happens from tomorrow, the 31st of January in Barataria. So this morning I have with me Program Associate at the UN World Food Program, Rihanna Chen, and Barataria Community Council Representative June Rogers. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
How are you all doing this morning?
Wonderful.
We getting ready? We getting ready for tomorrow? Or are we ready already?
Always ready.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go. All right, Rihanna, let me start with you. What would you say led to the committee deciding that they wanted to organize this Empowering Communities in the first place?
Definitely. One of the most important things, as would have been mentioned, World Food Day is a one-day observance a year, October 16th. And the theme for 2023 is Water is Life, Water is Food.
Right.
However, we know that World Food Day is every day. Those that are gearing up for Carnival, getting fit, have you thanked a farmer for your breakfast, for your lunch, for your dinner? And it's really critical after coming from CARICOM's 25%, reducing the regional food import bill by 2025, coming out of last year being the hottest world record day. And also with COP28 in November and December, that of course we want to celebrate this and make it known throughout Trinidad and Tobago. What would our country look like without hunger and reducing the inequalities that contribute to this? So RingCon was our first experiment in this new campaign last year. Of course, it was perfect. We have a lot of strong partnerships with the farmers in that community, learning about climate smart agriculture, food and nutrition through our extension services. And it was well received by the community. And we were so lucky to have the leadership in the community governance that we weren't surprised when Ms. Rogers and the Community Council in Barataria reached out to us to continue this initiative to take that connection between government and development agencies and bridge it with the public community and civil society.
Most definitely. Let me jump across to you now, Ms. Rogers. I understand you're the president of the Barataria Community Council. All right. So tell me what inspired you to reach out and say we want this in our community as well.
The good news was we were granted an EPIC grant from the Digital Foundation and Shell to empower our community youth to do agriculture. So we got that opportunity, we took it, and then I saw the RingCon advertisement. I saw the flyer and I said, why not reach out? And I know a couple of the persons in the actual, the ministry. So I reached out to them and said, why not? You are always in the rural. Urban needs you now. And they immediately said, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. And they did. So this is all about making sure community networks with the wider ministries and then, of course, the nation as well. That's what.
And what is the aim of having the community partner and work with these ministries and the wider networks? What do you hope to achieve by doing that?
Support, most importantly. In other words, what I have found, and I'm a volunteer by profession, what I've found is that we do not have that connectivity. So we don't know what's going on in the ministries. So people end up saying things like, that happens there. So tomorrow at our expo, we want everybody to understand that the Ministry of Agriculture is very much into community. They're doing a lot of work, and there are opportunities for both youth, because we will also have the Ministry of Youth Development present, and that happens only because we are partnering, we are reaching out.
Of course. Tell me about some of the activities that people who are attending the expo can expect to encounter.
Ms. Chen, what do you think?
Well, firstly, we're going to have some NAMDEFCO monitored farmers. So you'll need to stock up on some of the fresh fruits and vegetables. There'll be bodi, your pigeon peas, there's going to be squash, sweet peppers, there'll be watermelon.
All locally grown.
All locally grown. And hot peppers, so people who like the spice, there's going to be your pepper sauces, but if you prefer sweet, there'll be your honey and your beekeepers there as well. So very excited. It's going to be a full spread. We do know that it is in work and school hours, so those who are able to attend, come during your lunch break, do stop by. And it's going to be more than just your average market. There's going to be a lot of educational demos and booths available. So that discussion.
Tell me the timing. You said it's school time, but what is the actual time of the expo?
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Barataria Community Center.
All right, fantastic. Ms. Rogers, how do you anticipate the expo making a positive impact on Barataria youth in particular?
Well, the first thing we did was, I'm a member, we formed a 4-H club at the community center. That came out of our homework center in the area. So that on Wednesday, we have reached out to all the schools in the community, the high schools and the primary schools, asking them to send contingents so that they can not only view, but be a part of the change. And then the good news is we are launching our EPIC program tomorrow as well, with Digicel and Shell representatives coming on board to actually support us and show that corporate, we're talking partnerships again, corporate, ministry, and community.
What is the EPIC program?
EPIC is a program that Digicel reaches out to communities. They support you in programs, initiatives that will build and empower your communities. So that a lot of, say, in the last EPIC grant proposal time, there were over 100 groups that applied for, and they only selected 10 to do the due diligence. In other words, to support from start to finish, and of course to sustain as well.
Okay, lovely. So Rihanna, tell me, when you come to these different communities and you do this expo in the communities, how can the communities themselves participate and make it better or make it grow further?
Well, it's an opportunity to network. We're going to have some of the leading agricultural professionals. We'll have the farmers. We'll also have development agencies. So like Ms. Rogers said, it's really a bridge because we want there to be a sense of trust that we can build, their opportunities and resources to access. So we know how difficult it can be to get to government or the UN sometimes, so we want to go to them instead. So to have that open discussion of what are the impacts of climate change on soil and water conservation, sustainable, more regenerative practices, but also on human health. And there will be live demos happening. Rumor has it there might be rabbits. Also, if you want to learn some cooking tips.
There will be rabbits.
Definitely.
On sale.
Sorry, that's a secret given away.
Okay, nice.
But there's going to be a lot of fun to be had. There'll be food for sale, very delicious, representing members of the community. So there will be a lot of surprises in store for those that come. Again, it really is to be a representation of the culture that we're celebrating during this time. And some of our previous initiatives, I'm glad you mentioned the schools and having their participation. We really like to highlight the creativity of kids. We had a recent contest launched across the schools celebrating jackfruit and mammy apple, some of the local ingredients, and also the food heroes. So when you think of a food hero, some people think of Agri-Man, but also they exist within Barataria itself. So stay on the lookout to really see who are leading some of the more innovative climate smart technologies as we are moving towards a more resilient food system.
What are some of the challenges that you see in the community of Barataria?
Youth development, and it relates to the not unavailability. There is available areas that they can participate in, but it is they are not understanding the importance of what they are supposed to be doing. So they are diverted by the unnecessary, to be honest with you, smartphones, and do not have that interaction which is needed in a community for it to grow. Because physical is it, whether we like it or not, it grows.
But for me, like Barataria is one of those communities where you could drive through at any time in the evening and you see people sweating in the field by St. George's Day. You always see like a certain level of activity and community taking place. So I'm kind of surprised to hear you saying that, because is it that it's just limited to particular areas only?
Oh, yes, and that is the reality. It is the underworld, let's put it like that. So there is, like in every community in Trinidad, don't be fooled, there is an underworld, and that is where the mess starts. So what we're doing with this program, we have engaged our high school children, because I believe change can come if we do it one step at a time with a high school, 13 to 18. And in order to do that, agriculture, technology, because that's what we are teaching them. It's grow tables, it's climate smart, technology where you have everything being done automatically, and
so they can use the same smartphone to be able to control some of the technology to help with the agriculture.
And they, of course, could use it to do their homework, training, right? And we are very much into research and development with them, so that we get them really actively involved in their world, but we make it our world as well with them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we have to do. You have to find a way to bridge the gap and reach them where they are as well, to bring them into what you want them to be. I don't envy your task at hand, but I'm really appreciative that you have taken up that mantle and decided that you said you're a professional volunteer. So that means that you're doing it from a place of love and a place of wanting to see better for your country. And I applaud that. I appreciate that. I think I could say that on behalf of the nation. So thank you very much for your hard work. Rihanna, before we wrap up, just remind them what's happening, where it's happening, and how they can be a part of it.
So tomorrow at the Barataria Community Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., bring your reusable bags. You can walk with some cash as well to support the local farmers and agripreneurs. It's going to be a fun-filled day of all sorts of activities, live demos, interesting discussions, resources, how to access certain opportunities. We're all going to be out there, Ms. Rogers and myself and the rest of the World Food Day National Committee with members from all the different ministries. It's going to be really exciting. Speaking of youth, we know youth are learning a lot about agribusiness. So again, how can you take dasheen and cassava and process it into the local root crop flowers? There's a lot of exciting things happening in the industry, and you don't want to miss out on this.
And it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Correct.
At the Barataria Community Center. Yes?
Yes, Lower 6th Avenue, Barataria, please.
There we go. Lower 6th Avenue, Barataria. That's the place that you want to be, and it's absolutely free.
Of course.
I had to make sure and say it because somebody out there asking now how much I pay to get inside. It is absolutely free. Don't you worry about it. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And thank you for this initiative. And please keep it up. We look forward to more.
Definitely.
You're
Thank you for
very
having
welcome.
us.
Thank you,
Not a
Trinidad
problem.
and Tobago.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
We'll take a quick break and come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Don't you go anywhere.